welcome to another Thrillers Global episode. This is Dionysus coming to you very sadly solo again today from Greece. And today I just wanted to hop on and talk about mostly the chaos that was uh, the Kifisia game. And I wanted to take a chance for the first time on this show and talk about the basketball and how everything's been going because I've been seeing a lot lately, and I wanted to just properly give my opinion on some things. Uh, Before I start saying anything, do let me know if my audio is okay, whoever is on and can comment, it will be very helpful. And follow this. We we're on Twitter, we are on Instagram, we are on TikTok now, which I keep forgetting. We are on Spotify, and of course, we are here on YouTube. I'm pretty sure this is being streamed on Twitter as well. So, yeah. Follow us everywhere at Thrillers Global. And yeah, that's about it for a start. I really hope my audio is fine. So. Uh, I'll start with a very chaotic game against Kifisia. I think, like, even the most pessimistic of fans, okay, the camera is fine. Even the most pessimistic of fans expected a way more straightforward game than this one. So, yeah, for whoever didn't somehow see what happened, the game ended 2-3 with uh, two. How do I say this? Uh, I want to try and say this without getting us banned. With two illogically cancelled goals. I'll go over the lineup to start things. So we had Zolakis in goal, which was a very pleasant surprise, at least for me and the people who have been advocating for uh, him to play, which hopefully is a sign that he'll get more game time when things will eventually lead towards his renewal. On the left, we had Kidney, Rachel, which will definitely go into more. Biancon, Rodney was down the right. The duo of Mati Camara and Joao Carvalho were the center mids. Then we had Masuras, Fortunis, and Podense. And of course, up top was Fran Navarro. Uh, I'll take it like I did last time and I'll go through each player and then I'll go through the subs, which were also very pleasant to see. Uh, with Jolatis, you can't really uh, say much. Uh, he did concede the wonder strike for whoever hasn't seen the Kifisia goal and whoever can find the highlights. I'd really suggest it because all goals were very nice to see from a neutral perspective. And the other goal he conceded was a penalty, so can't really blame the kid. I'm just happy to see him playing again, and I hope he does get a run of games in with teams like Kifisia. Now, Kini didn't. Kini was very average, better than expected. But Kenny was very average. Was okay defensively, pulled off most of his passes. He was good at crossing, I think, as far as I can see here. He had 2 out of 2. So yeah, nothing good, nothing bad to say. Just plain old Kenny. Now, getting into a major point of the game immediately, which was Rechos's double yellow, which led to a suspension for Wednesday's game, which I won't really talk about today, but yeah, I'm sure that's one we'll get into the show in the next few days. Now, I've seen very mixed opinions about the two yellows, and all I'll have to say is this: while I can't come up the gate and say that, yeah, the second one was a yellow, given that he was already on a very justified first yellow card, he can't just go out elbows flying to win a header. It's too big of a risk, and we saw exactly where it led. Plus, we conceded immediately after. I think we conceded from that set piece, if I'm not completely mistaken. Uh, Now, after that was Biancon, who did all he could, honestly. Uh, Solid defensively, showed the aggression he usually does. He was kind of mistake filled, kind of not. He needs to improve. I at least can say that he does have it in him, but for me, there is some improvement needed. Now, Rodney, I do not know what this man would do in a healthy Olympiacos side. Like, uh, imagining him and Omar down the right in that 1920 team is insane to think about. He's been clearly one of our best players this season, our best foreigner probably, and he just continues to be class. He did play um, a comment here that Rodney was robbed of his goal. I don't know. I don't know if that we even saw it together that it did hit off Masuras, which I will get into. But I don't know if that would have gone in. He'll find another goal. He's already scored one. He will for sure score another. He does deserve another. He went out in the 84th. He was, as always, amazing defensively, near perfect in uh, passes, near perfect in dribbles as well, which is just classic Rodney. Now, the first man I will give my flowers to uh, is João Carvalho, who just suddenly from the Panathinaikos game on Wednesday just suddenly became the player suddenly became the player we really saw in preseason, like a player. I'd say the player that justified. Yes, you had indeed called it. Like even I stopped believing, and I was very happy when we brought him in. I think it was 3 years ago now. He has he's showing signs at least of the player that we did bring in, and he's showing that he does have a place in the squad. He was 92%, almost 100% perfect passes. He did have a shot on target. He's playing like a proper number eight, which I really didn't expect this season to bring, honestly. But I'll be more than happy to if he can keep at least a rotation play in the squad. Rotation plays. Sorry. Now on to a player that I think in no universe will be with this team in the summer, and that is, of course, uh, Madi Camara. I've been very clinical of him in the past few games, and I think everyone's been very clinical of him in the past few games. The only man that's still sort of defending him is CJ. But yeah, it's clear that his mind is elsewhere. Like I don't want to say he's a Mr. Muddy has been going through a rough time. He shouldn't be here. Like I've said it before, I do not know if I've said it on the show. I have said that I would even sell him, even if it's for like scraps, like 1 million too. I would sell him now. Like there is interest. There is confirmed interest from Lyon, and there is also interest from Sevilla, if I'm not completely mistaken. So I just get him gone. And anyone who's unhappy here, I just get them gone. Uh, no, physically, I'd argue that he's even barely physically here, but mentally, he really isn't. His mind is elsewhere, and that's, in my opinion at least, that's killing the locker room we are desperately trying to build. So him, like Scarpa, like Solbakken, like whoever is unhappy, just get them gone. For a few money, something is better than nothing. Uh, moving on to something very, very positive. And despite that being another man that his contract runs out, I'd pay him whatever. And that is Yorgos Masouras, the man who tried to do the impossible alone again, like he tried to do with AEK. Another handball that was even more ridiculous than the AEK one. Like, in, I really would like to hear the ref reasoning for this one. I really would like to hear the ref's reasoning for this one. But yeah, he did score a massive contender for goal of the season, which gave the aforementioned Carvalho an assist as well. Uh, yeah, that's what I was just getting into. That Masuras did score his banger as well. Uh, I don't know if it's been his best goal here. I wish I did know if it's been his best goal here. I can't recall. I'd say this and the Fener goal from a year or two ago were are very, very close together. Uh, but yeah, man of the match clearly yesterday. Played almost a full 90, made. Yeah, it is up there. Thank you for all the comments again. No, by the way. Uh, but yeah, it is up there. Nothing much to say really. Another pure man of the match performance. And now on to the very close second for man of the match. A man that, along with Masuras and a guy that I will get into uh, a bit later, uh, is of course Kostas Fortounis, who has been a clear MVP of the season this far. Did everything he could again, played a full 90 again, and I am not aware if he had an assist. I need to check that. He was involved in Masuras's. wonder strike, but I don't think he statistically got uh, anything. Yeah, no, he didn't. But aside that, as always, he was all over the field again. No mistakes, really. Now, sadly, before I get into the positives again, I have to go on to a man that has been quite disappointing, at least in my eyes. Maybe I expected too much, I don't know. And that's Daniel Podenza, or Podenza. Uh, played the half again and did nothing really. While he made no mistakes, he didn't really do much. I don't know. I know he can pick up form. I know he can find form again, but maybe, maybe something else needs to happen. Maybe he needs to start off the bench for a couple of games. Maybe he needs rest in games like uh, Kifisia. Maybe he did get subbed off to get some rest. Ah, no. God, I'm stupid. He got subbed off for the red card. I just, yeah, I forgot it was him. But yeah, some rest could do him good. I expected for Potenza to score bangers all the time, so we're in the same boat. I didn't expect Daniel to come back and suddenly become Leo Messi because uh, I always said it and I always will. The man hadn't played the professional football game since last April when he came to us. Uh, I'll actually get into that in a bit if I think we'll buy him in the summer. But yeah, as I was saying, I never expected him to come back and do wonders, but it's clear that he needs to find his form. I know he was amazing in his first season with us, but I don't think anyone really expected to see the wonderful potential again because if Potenza kept the form he had, he wouldn't be here. And to go to the question that I have on the screen, I don't think there is a chance he stays. Like I don't know who'll be our coach in the summer. I do not think it will be Carvalhal. Maybe I get proven wrong, but I do not think it will be Carvalhal. I don't think any coach will spend 5.5 million on this potential unless he just finds wonderful form again. We can only wait and see, but for now, I don't think there is a chance he stays. Which is the same, but yeah, there are many more priorities other than potential staying. And for me, uh, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Why does my camera keep getting like that? I do not know. I apologize. Uh, is Fran Navarro. Fran Navarro. The man that everyone criticized the team for loan again because he was a failed Porto project, quote unquote. But he's already been showing his pure class that I was back a bit. I'm not gonna act like I was very familiar with him. The man that would have been familiar with Navarro is Will, who will for sure talk about it when he is back on the show. But yeah, a man that has an incredible first start scored a very composed penalty and honestly did all he was asked for like 65 minutes that he did play. And aside Rodinei, this is another man that I would be very intrigued to see how he would play in a healthy Olympiacos team. Uh, Now moving on to the subs really quick before I get into what happened and didn't happen uh, in the game. The first one was Endoy, uh, who did replace Podense, but technically he replaced Recho after that red card. I really don't know how to rate Endoy from the game. He was decent, he really was. Uh, but didn't really have time to do much in the half, wasn't really needed. Like, after everything, I'm not aware. I don't remember whose handball caused the penalty, to be honest, but if I remember correctly, he didn't really do any major mistakes. Now, on to the all-time savior of this club, the man that scored the goal that got cancelled for a ridiculous offside that once again the VAR lines were put on the wrong player, which I didn't even realize at first. But then came back off of a perfect Gelson Martins cross uh, and scored a wonderful header, which is of course the man that does age like fine wine, Youssef El Arabi. I'm starting to lean towards the opinion that he's very up there uh, in the talk of the best striker that's been in this club. Maybe that is a recency bias, and maybe some people will crucify me, but he's definitely top three. Maybe even top two if he continues. But yeah, scored the winner once again. Very sadly, will miss the games against Panathinaikos on Wednesday and Aris on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it will be very interesting to see who is gonna be our guaranteed scorer, because I don't know if Navarro is ready to play two back to back, two back to back 90 minutes. So we'll see. I just wish him a speedy recovery again, and just I don't know what we do without this man. I really don't. Uh Mascherino the savior. That man will be a player that divides this club's fan base for a while. For a while. Getting back to him for a second. Like I've I've been his one of his biggest critics over the years, like you know that more than anyone. Uh but like I heard recently the opinion that he wasn't critical enough this season. Like what else is he supposed to do? Hi Ari. Thank you for joining, man. Much appreciated. Uh, and yeah, he's been, as I said, he's been one of our best players clearly this season. Uh, Ari, if you wanna join in, I don't know if I can drop you the link somehow from my phone, but if you wanna join in, I can try. Uh, then moving on to the man that put up that perfect cross for an Arabi, which is Gelson Martins. I was very impressed with him, to be honest, in my in my very humble opinion. Uh, he's shown very good signs from the little time he has played since he came in. Finally, looks like we have a proper winger on our hands. Like it's been needed. Feels like for years now. Uh, yeah, man, we'll definitely talk about it. I Wish you and your kids the best, as always. Thank you for joining either way. But yeah, as I was saying, it finally looks like we have a proper winger on our hands. And I hope, I hope we use him properly. And I would like to see him on the right more because if I'm not mistaken, he was down the left for most of the match. I'm not really sure, but I would like to see him in his proper position more. Uh, After that, it's the man that I've defended the most in this roster this year, and that's Sotiris Alexandropoulos, of course, the man that scored the banger against Panathinaikos. Uh, Played 17 minutes, replaced Madi Camara, and did everything perfectly, really. He shows passion like he shows more passion than most people that have been in this club for a while now. And I think it will be a horrible mistake if we don't buy this kid in the summer. And I would argue that I'd starting him at least. Put him in on Wednesday uh, over Camara and see that where that will lead. And the last one that barely played, subbing off Fortunis for was Francisco Ortega, who I don't know if he was arrested for Wednesday. He probably was, but yeah, not much to say about Ortega's 10 minutes of play. He should definitely start on Wednesday. Given that that's about uh, Alexandropoulos, yeah, I couldn't agree more. May even score again, who knows? But yeah, going over whatever happened on the game, Masura scored the massive contender for goal of the season, at least in my opinion. Uh, then Fran Navarro scored the penalty. Retsu scored the double yellow, which I said my opinion earlier about. Then Ivan Milicevic, if I don't butcher that name, uh, pretty sure he's the left back of Kifisia, yes. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen two goals with that. I don't know if it's luck, uh, his goal or quality, but I don't think I've seen two such nice to look at goals in one Greek league game for a while, if ever, honestly. But yeah, after that, we had the very very funny cancellation of Masura's second goal for the handball, given that uh, I guess with in the ref side he should have cut his hand off. I really don't know what to say anymore. If anyone hasn't seen it, please do go see it. And then we had the Kifisias penalty from Ozegovic. Not really much to say. In my opinion, it was a penalty. Very unlucky, to be totally honest. And then we had El Arabi's once again very funny goal cancellation for offside. I really don't see why VAR exists sometimes. I really don't see why VAR exists. But yeah, moving on before I get too much into talks I don't want to get into. And as I said before, the wonderful goal of Youssef El Arabi. And then in the 90 plus 3, Kifisia got a red, which didn't lead to anything. Seeing Nini's subbed on is still funny to me. It's still very funny to me. But yeah, just to finish off on the football segment of the show, I think deserves some uh, credit for today's game, like how he managed it. I'm very 50-50 on this coach. Like, I do think it's a matter of time that he's gone from the club. Once in a while, he deserves some credit or something. I'll still give him time. I'll still give him time. But yeah, I don't think there is much to say about football. We'll talk about uh, Wednesday's game and definitely Sunday's game against uh, Aris very soon. But yeah, time to for the first time in this show move on to the basketball game, which we did. Uh, I think like half an hour before I started the show, we did end up beating Colossus 71 to 52 with an incredible Milutinov performance once again, with 18 points, 15 rebounds, and one assist. We're followed by Alec Peters with 15 points, 8 rebounds, and like two assists, yes, which does give us a massive boost of momentum after the loss, going into a week with a EuroLeague game against Maccabi, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we do play Maccabi on the 18th of January. Pretty sure that's a Thursday. And then we play Panathinaikos in the league. So, given that it is a very tough week, uh, which I am hopeful about, to be totally honest, but we needed this. We needed this momentum. Uh, I really don't know where to start with basketball. I really don't because there has been, of course, a massive difference since last season, and that is Sasha Vezenkov going to the NBA, which does feel like old news by now, which is insane. But we never replaced the man. Like, I'll get into that immediately. Uh, there is a comment saying support Coach B, and I'll get into that immediately. I just wanted to touch on, of course, the two main departures from the team, which are Sasa and Slukas. Uh, but yeah, getting Iggy and Sigma. Like there is a lot of sagas I can touch on with with the replacing Sasa drama that happened throughout the summer and more. But it's all news by now. No, no need. I know hate to all the hate to Luke Sigma, all the hate to Luke Sigma, but no hate to Iggy, of course. I can say that he is picking up form, and I do believe that he will pick up more form. I do believe that he will play a nice backup role a nice backup role to Alec. But yeah, going off of that and into the comment, uh, especially after the Baskonia loss, which I do myself admit that was a very bad showing. Like coming off of a game that we lost on our own uh, against Barcelona, a game that Barcelona was giving us, was handing us, and that we lost on our own. Going in and getting thumped by Baskonia really didn't help. And I saw people even calling for uh, calling Barzokas a fraud, calling for even the coach's head, which is like, come on. We all know that the summer was full of bad planning. Like, as much as I hate the guy, and I openly say that I hate the guy, we didn't plan well neither for uh, Slukas's uh, departure to Panathinaikos, nor uh, Sasa's departure to off to Sacramento. And of course, that was gonna cost us. Like, you can't expect teams that you can't expect a team that's been to the finals twice in 2 years, losing it twice in the final play, especially last year's final, which still hurts my heart to mention. Uh, you can't expect that team to be top, 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 like constantly top. It's impossible. Like people are gonna burn out. Like uh, we are finding our form again. And I believe we will find our form. Like before the Barcelona game, we had. I'm actually curious. Uh, Before the Barcelona game, we won one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We won 7 games on the bounce. Like I know we've made some stupid losses, to be totally honest, but we are holding our own. We are aiming for. We are aiming for playoffs again, and currently we're seventh. If things stayed like they did now, I know they won't because the standings will shift given the both games against every team will be played. But if things stay like they are now, we would be playing Basconia in the playoffs, which is doable. Like I know I just said that we got thumped, but you can't write this team out. I still believe you can't write this team out. I've seen that uh, the top six is out of the picture. I do not believe that the top six is out of the picture because if we do beat Maccabi, we do catch the Maccabi are right above us with a 12-9 record. If we do beat Maccabi, we do catch them. Uh, like I know it's gonna be very hard. Maccabi are in form, but nothing is impossible. Like even Fener, who under Saras have been incredible. I can't say much. Like even Fener are able to be caught. Like Pana, I have to give props to them. Like Pana have been very good, but no one's unbeatable. Like we even took the surprise of the season, Bologna to 2 points well, when we lost to them. Like even Barcelona, like if we didn't make the stupid decisions we did, we would have beaten them. The only team that seems unbeatable now is one of the teams that gave us the best EuroLeague game in history, of course. If you didn't watch that game, I think it was four overtimes Real against FS. Do go watch that. Like I recommend it massively. But yeah, I like aside Madrid, no one seems impossible to beat right now. And we do. The season, of course, has had its heroes. Like the season has had Alec, who's been incredible. And I, if we didn't renew Alec Peters and Isaiah Kane, and we'd be in the dumps. We'd had no scorers. Okay, like we have no proper shooting guard there. Isaiah, who I I do pray that we renew. I do really pray that we renew Isaiah because there have been talks with Peters that he'll renew until like 26, if I'm not mistaken. But I do pray we do give Isaiah another contract because it will be very hard to see this man play in another team. Uh, Also, Isaiah is one of the people dropping this as an open invitation uh, that I would love to interview. But yeah, there has been the comeback of Milutinov, who is slowly finding the form we only remember and love. And even like role players, like I hate calling him a role player, but even people like Larezakis, who has been the Masuras of basketball, technically he's been catching all the criticism, like he's been called, I, uh, he's been called unable to play at this level. He's been called every name in the book, and he still bailed us out. Like this is still a family. The team lost two main pieces, but this is still a family that is being led by one of, if not the best coaches in Europe. Uh, like even the people coming back, like Kos, who have been criticized about their injury, he's finding form as well. Petrusev in the who I believe will even be the surprise hero of the season, has been a massive positive surprise. Like even Mitro Long, who is now starting to get games, he's not been half bad either. Like I do believe in this team. You can't write this team off. Like it seems stupid to write this team off after all they've done. And for the fans that uh, do go up and down immediately when the team loses or wins, like stop, stop. I've seen some very stupid opinions about basketball that I don't want to get into. I really don't. But yeah, like I can't say much alone because I can't really get into everything alone. I do need a second opinion, and this is another open invitation. Uh, Go listen to the Red Point Guard podcast. They do some incredible coverages on Greek basketball and Olympiacos and EuroLeague. And if they ever want to have me on or come on here, it would be an honor on my end. But yeah, for more detailed basketball coverages, please do listen to them. I will do more of this about basketball. I really will. And especially with the EuroLeague season, not the regular season, not being far from over. Uh, there are very interesting games coming up, but that's all I'll say before I go back to football and wrap things up. I'll say don't wrap it, don't uh, write this thing off. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, I don't know. I have some people on. If anyone has any questions to say before I finish up on something I want to say on football, please do say them because I didn't plan on keeping the show for more than an hour. Either way. Uh, the thing I wanted to say was uh, about a transfer that we are very, very close to, which is the Argentinian uh, center back. Let me find him. Uh, let me find him. I apologize about my chair. I really do. I need to fix it. It is Gaston Hernandez, the San Lorenzo Argentinian center back that Olympiacos are getting very, very close to. They really are. And as reported, the teams are 500K away in the offers money wise, and the offer will be for 80% of the players' rights and reported to be a 5-year contract if everything is agreed. Uh, and depending on how fast the fee will be settled, it depends also on Gaston being featured for San Lorenzo's next match, so we will see. And another thing I wanted to info, by the way, uh, credited to Gazeta and of course the guys over. I don't think Harry is still in here, but the guys over at Gate 7 International, do go listen to them as well. Uh, and another thing I wanted to say that I don't think anyone doesn't follow Fabrizio, but as Fabrizio said, Chiquinho has agreed to come in the summer on a 3-year deal, I'm pretty sure. Benfica refused to let him go now despite pressures from us. So he will, unless anything crazy happens, he will be here in the summer, which is an incredible midfielder to have, to be totally honest. And random news for anyone that cares. Uh, Messi, of course, officially won the best FIFA award. But yeah, that's about it from transfers and covering a question that I have covered, but I will cover as many times as needed. What does the team need right now? I will hit back with a question of my own. When we are talking right now, we mean January transfers or just what the team needs? Uh, because there is a massive difference in my answers that what we need to bring in now and what the team needs in general. Because talking about what the team needs in general, I do have to put contracts under consideration, just what the team needs. The thing I scream is that the team needs a six. The team needs a clear six because Muddy and Tese is a midfield duo that doesn't work. It's two eights. Two eights together don't work. Ese needs to play around the center circle. Ese needs to do his thing that he does perfectly, and Muddy needs to go. So Alexandropoulos isn't a clear six either, but I'd much prefer playing him like even play Bora. Like if you don't, I will talk about. Uh, even if you don't uh, view him as a long-term option, a six, even if he's not as good, is better than no six. So I'd even argue in playing Ibora if you don't play Alexandropoulos. That's the main thing this team needs. This team, of course, needs a centre back, but we are looking into that, as it seems. I don't know if it will be one or two centre backs, but we are looking into the centre back position. And the team, I don't know, those are my main concerns. Like, we did get a striker, we did get a winger. Ibora is a central defensive midfielder, yes. Ibora is a clear six. I mean, it shows the man is like gigantic foot tall. I don't know. He's very tall. He's slow but very strong, and I'd like to see him play more. I honestly do. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he doesn't play. Like even Kini played. But yeah, aside that, I don't know. Like a lot of things will be an issue in the summer. Like we'll be forced to do another rebuild, which is I'm sorry if I just getting my charger. But we'll be forced to do another rebuild, which is nonsensical. Because how many will we do? But yeah, I really don't know what to say. I wish I did. My main concerns are six and the center back. I'll land at that. And I will shout out uh, a Nike player, like a proper six that was mentioned in the comments here is Johnson from Mike. Like we need that type of six that meanwhile can be box to box, but a six that destroys attacks. Like even when Ese won't be able to a six that kills attacks. But yeah, I rebuild the day keeps no. uh, but yeah, I'll close off unless there are more questions. I'll close off with the standings, not the basketball standing. I'll get into the basketball standings as well. Uh, yeah, Johnson is a proper six. Uh, as things stand, Pauk and Pauk lead, and Panathinaikos are second with 41 points after AEK and Panathinaikos third points. AEK are third with 39, and we are fourth with 35. 6 points from the top. Like, imagine, first of all. I'll just imply everything with saying imagine. It's not impossible. Like, I know I have said it's impossible. I've heard massive opinions, both on the very positive and the very negative side. But it's not impossible. There is a long way to go. The season will either be good and we'll find our form, or it will be very brutal. Either way. Nothing's written off yet. I don't even remember what I said on the previous episode, but even if I'm going back on my word, nothing is written off yet. We'll see. We'll really see. Title's on for everybody, to be honest. We'll see. There's Europe as well. So it will be difficult. Sadly, than there are a lot more things to think about when talking about the league and how everything plays, because it is a very rotten, corrupt Greek league. But nothing's written off yet. Uh, and about the basketball standings, Panathinaikos lead, of course, because we have lost to them in the league. It's our only loss. So the game means a lot. Like I know a lot of people act like they don't care about the Greek basketball league, but for people like us who do, the game on the weekend means a lot, and we really, really need to take our chance and make it our own. I won't touch on. I will give props to Peristeri. Spanulis is a man on a mission, like even before being appointed by the STK for the summer, he has been a man on a mission. He destroyed PAOK in what surely is a record victory for Peristeri, 71-35, which is wild. But yeah, I think that's about it for today. I hope you all didn't get too bored of me. Uh, and I hope someone else can join me on the next show, talking about probably the cup game and Sunday. I'll end it just the way I started it by saying, look at the banner here. And for everyone who's listening, it says follow us on all social media: TikTok, Twitter, uh, Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube, all at Thrillos Global. THRYLOS. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for joining me, and